So this application is working well, not working well, but working properly. And so what I was worried about is accidental cessation or sudden cessation or sudden stop of recording, which is what I'm worried about anyway. So before months before, or not a year before, but actually there was maybe before months before or a year before or not years before, I think. So there had been a period in which there had been accidental sessions of this application, and which is Anchor, and which is why from that period, or from those events of accidental cessations of recording podcasts. So I began to be worried about those accidental stops or sudden stops of recording episodes of my podcast. And anyway, so hello everybody, I'm Richard Bone of Back to the podcast version, and I'm feeling that my pronunciation is not well today. So I don't know why, but actually, so So I have a cold actually, and which is fine. So I don't have a symptom of coughing, but actually I don't cough, but I don't cough, but actually cough is some people would use cough for the symptom, which is coughing, but actually anyway, I mistakenly pronounced. And another sensation is a runny nose, really slightly. I have a really slight runny nose, which is another symptom of this disease. But actually, it's just I caught a cold, and which is not a severe one. So which is why my immune system, the immune system of my body is handling that cold well, actually, or that disease well, more properly. And so I don't have a fever, and this time, so I'm thinking of finishing this episode for a shorter time compared with other episodes of my podcast. And I used British English and American English. In British English, podcast is pronounced podcast, and in American English, podcast is pronounced podcast. So what I learned when I was a student was American English, because I'm Japanese, and I'm Japanese living in Japan, which is why we learn, or the local people of this country learn American English, which is why our English pronunciation is really close to American ones, or not American ones, but American one, the American one. But actually, American English has many accents. So considering which it's possible to say our pronunciations are close to American ones. Anyway, so that is a slight difference. And this time, the topic is North Korea ejaculating missiles. And the conclusion is North Korea is getting more dangerous. So the situation, or the diplomatic situation of this area, or around this country is getting dangerous. But actually, if by using the word ejaculate with those launched missiles, it's possible. I thought it would be possible to alleviate that tense, or that strange situation. So what I'm saying is that now that, and recently, so North Korea launched a missile again into Sea of Japan, which is located to the northwest of my country, and there's a sea named Sea of Japan, and the location is between Japanese islands, or Japanese archipelagos, and Chinese and continental China. And anyway, they are frequently launched launched by North Korea, which land or which fall into sea of Japan. So in which sense, there must be some pollutions caused by nuclear substances or nuclear objects contained into those missiles. I don't know what is contained into those launched missiles to start with. So, but actually, I don't think such dangerous I don't think such dangerous objects would be contained in. Or I don't think those dangerous objects or substances had been contained into those launched missiles. I believe so. This is my belief. I do not believe that such dangerous things are contained into those launched missiles launched by North Korea. But actually, so the truth is unknown. So it is only North Korea knows the truth about the ingredients or the constituents of those launched missiles. And but actually, so by using the verb ejaculation for launching missiles, so I used ejaculate missiles, which is what I used. Well, which is the wording I adopted this time. So which is how I thought it would be possible to alleviate that strange diplomatic situation between not between I thought it would be possible to alleviate that strange situation of this country and in the vicinity of this country, which is I think is a better explanation. And but actually, of course, it failed. The truth never changes, which means there's a country near this country which launched near this country, and that country is getting more dangerous, and that country, named North Korea, launches a lot of missiles to ban for or targeting the United States of America, but most of them falling to the Sea of Japan before crossing over this country. And I don't know the true intention of the mainland China, but actually, so I think putting in the shoes of the government of mainland China, North Korea must be troubles. North Korea must be a big deal or huge trouble. This is what I think. But actually, so at least North Korea is one of the countries of communist countries. So which is why North Korea is in the side of the mainland China and Russia, and the South Korea is on the side of Japan and America and other Western European countries. And had Ukraine joined? Had Ukraine already joined NATO? I don't know, but actually, Ukraine is trying to join NATO group, and which is Ukraine is that Slavic country which is being attacked by Russian Federation. But actually, so it's possible to say that so Russia is getting weaker, and particularly because of that war, or particularly because of that political leader whose name is named Vladimirovich Putin, and Mr. Putin. I'm sorry, but actually unfortunately thanks to Mr. Putin, that country deteriorated, or that country so became weaker, using simpler terms, or deteriorated, or so that country or Russian Federation is declining thanks to the failure of Mr. Putin, and the failure is that of course the failure is the beginning of or the provocation of Russo-Ukrainian war. which is a fun fact, and which is a fun fact, and so it's possible to change, but actually so it's necessary to cease that war as soon as possible, even for Russian people living in Russia. And I was talking about North Korea, and so anyway, North Korea is launching North Korea launches missiles recently, and I'm recording this episode in the middle of July, in 2023, and maybe I think Russo Ukrainian war is going to end soon enough, I think, but actually I hope so. So I'm Russia is getting beat by Ukraine, or the Western force, or the Ukrainian force using the weapons supplied by Western European countries and United States of America, and which is why, so thanks to their efforts, or thanks to the efforts of Western European countries and the United States, so the Western side is taking the vantage points, or the Western force is successfully beating Russia, or the force of communists, the force of one of the communist countries. Anyway, which is the situation of this episode. I thought that English phrase, I'm almost remembering that suitable phrase, but actually, I temporarily forgot. So this occasionally happens to me because I'm a non-native speaker of English language. So which is why, so I can only English sentences, or only English words I can use are simpler ones. Even elementary school students or high school students can use. What I use is not the terms of grown-ups. But actually, I think this is much better for non-native speakers of English language. And anyway, so and there's actually, to start with, there are a few things to say this time. So I'm thinking of ending this episode. So wait a moment, please. And the title is North Korea ejaculating missiles, and the conclusion is North Korea is getting more dangerous. And but actually, so recently, not recently, this is months. I created a erotic collage months before, and what I'm saying is that I created a picture with captions, or I had made a picture with erotic captions, and which uses Miss Yojon Kim as the model. So meaning that I used Miss Kim Yojon, I used Miss Yojon Kim, who is a political leader of North Korea, and I used her as a model of a picture with captions, or a picture with for picture with captions, picture with erotic captions. Well, yeah, which is what I did, and I uploaded that picture with captions using Miss Yojon Kim as a model, and I uploaded that picture with captions into I forgot the name of that platform, ImageFab. So I uploaded into ImageFab the picture with captions using Miss Yojon Kim as a model. And by the way, if you have no ideas about Yojon Kim, and she's a sister of Mr. Jong-un Kim, who is the highest leader of North Korea, and which is what I did for provoking North Korea. And anyway, so this is all. That is not the main track. That is not the main track of this episode. Or that program I'm doing is is not a central topic of this episode. That is not a central topic or the main track of this episode. So which is why I don't talk about that program anyway, and the program I'm doing. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. See you. So this is a correction. So when I was describing that North Korea is launching missiles and some of them cross Japan. So I used the word crossover, but actually crossover means to move activity from one to another. But actually so meaning that I should have said the word over. So which is why some missiles launched by North Korea cross my country. I didn't have to say cross over. Not over. Over was not necessary. Which is what I'm saying. Which is a correction I wanted you to know this time. So I'd like you to know. And another correction is that I used deteriorate for describing the situation in which Russia is getting weaker. So I used Russia is deteriorating, but actually maybe the correct pronunciation is deteriorate, meaning which means so the correct pronunciation is Russia is deteriorating. And another, which means the situation I was trying to describe was that Russia is because of Russia-Ukraine war. Russia was getting weaker or waning or deteriorating or declining.